All right. Good evening, everyone. It is December 2nd. This is the Board of Commissioners' regular meeting, and I hereby call it to order. Tonight, joining us, a lot of people know him. He ran for commissioner recently, did pretty well, but spread a powerful message, and I'm proud to call him a friend. It's Mr. Bobby Green. He's here tonight to lead us in pledge. Sir, if you wouldn't mind joining us up here, and we are yours.
Yes, sir. Check 1 2 1 2. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our Father, I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you, Lord, for giving me a chance to be a part of something special, Lord. I just want to say thank you, Lord, for putting me in Andrew because I could have been anywhere in the world, Lord, as I became a man and had the chance to venture out with my own family, Lord. I know you put things in our lives and we go through things for a reason, Lord. And we never guess, Lord, or we never ask, Lord. We just follow. Lord, I ask you tonight, Lord, to bless these candidates, Lord, and these commissioners and our mayors, Lord. Give them the vision that this town needs, Lord. Give them the hearts, Lord, that have the compassion for this town, Lord. And once again, I just want to say thank you, Lord. If I had 1,000 tongues, I couldn't say thank you enough, Lord. Bless this town and bless the people. And bless America. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much.
Can I say something before I leave, if that's okay with everybody? I know
The floor is yours
it's out of protocol.
for now.
When the mayor asked me to do this, I was, I want to say I was in my right mind, but I just lost. And it was right afterwards. And I'm a sore loser. I played sports my whole life. And I played a lot for the town, on the Central. And I hate to lose. But for some reason, me losing, it didn't feel like it used to. And I'm being honest, and I say this a lot, but it felt like I won. Because the person, and I know I say a lot about Mr. Chuck, but I want y'all to understand. I felt like I won. Because that day that the mayor asked me, was it okay to conversate with Mr. Chuck, can we meet? And I was like, But anyway, I did it. We met at a coffee shop down here. And we got to talking, and God took over the conversation. And when I left, I went home and I told my wife, I said, we're going to have a problem. We're going to have a problem. And it was a good problem because he had the same values that I had. He wanted the same things that I wanted for this town. So it was a win-win for the town, right? So, and I just wanted to say that before I left, that I appreciate you, Mr. Chuck. You know, you brought out the best in me. And you brought out the best in this town also.
Thank you, Bobby. All right. We've all got the agenda. Are there any amendments to the agenda? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve it.
I make a motion we approve the agenda as written.
All those in favor, raise your right hand. It is approved. All right. First on the list, we have consent agenda. Tonight, that is just the board meeting minutes from November 5th. If there's no discussion, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll go ahead and approve the consent agenda as written.
Okay? All those in favor, raise your right hand. It is unanimous. Tonight is a public comment night. Anyone may speak on any issue. Before speaking, please state your name and address. We ask that you keep your comments to 3 minutes or less, just so we can keep the meeting moving along. And as a general rule, to be fair to everyone, we will try not to respond to you. Tonight, though, we may direct you to a staff member to make sure it gets taken care of. Is there anyone here tonight who would like to make a public comment? If not, that's all right. All right, then we'll move forward. We have a couple of presentations tonight. We're going to do an employee survey result from Veronica, our HR director. She did an anonymous survey of staff with a bunch of questions. I have not seen it. I don't know what the questions were or what the results were, so she will present them to us. Thank you.
Good evening. Just to give you a little background on what we did here, what I'm presenting to you tonight, for the past few years, the town has been conducting employee satisfaction surveys to get feedback from staff about their work environment, leadership, communication, and overall job satisfaction. This feedback is vital to identifying strengths and areas of improvement with management practices, workplace culture, employee engagement, and retention and recruitment. All survey responses are confidential. Individual feedback is not shared with supervisors or used in any way that identifies respondents. Employees are encouraged to answer honestly and to provide candid feedback. By maintaining confidentiality and encouraging open communication, the town demonstrates its commitment to a fair, respectful, and continuously improving workplace for all employees. So currently, we have 54 full-time employees, and we have 14 part-time employees. We received 50 surveys back. A lot of the part-timers we did not get surveys from because most of them are part-time police officers and they're not here regularly. So I think out of 58 people per se, 50 is pretty good.
Did you do one, Veronica?
I did.
Okay, all right.
Okay. One of the town's current challenges is having a relatively young workforce. About 38% of our staff have been with the town for only 1 to 3 years. While this reflects a newer team, it also represents an opportunity to build a skilled workforce that grows with the organization. So we asked, how satisfied are you with your current job role? 66% of our employees report being very satisfied, and 28% are satisfied, and 3 people are neutral. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
How effective is communication in your department? 20 people agreed that communication in their department is very effective. 20 people said effective, 8 people said neutral, 1 said ineffective, and 1 said very ineffective. My immediate supervisor demonstrates effective leadership and communicates clear direction and expectations. 25 people strongly agree, 20 people agree, 4 people are neutral, 1 person disagrees. How well does Human Resources Department and Administration handle employees' issues such as grievances or conflict resolution? 29 people, very well, 12 people, well, and 9 neutral. Management listens to and values employee feedback. 27 people strongly agree, 14 people agree, 5 people are neutral, 3 people disagree, and 1 person strongly disagrees. I have received adequate training to perform my job effectively. 28 people agree, 20 people strongly agree, and 2 people are neutral. The town manager is very big on continuing education and training, and all department heads follow in line with that, so there's always a class that someone can take. How well do you feel your contributions are recognized and valued by the town of Angier? 23 people very well, 15 people well, 9 people neutral, 3 people poorly. And that's 3 out of 50. How satisfied are you with your overall compensation and benefits? The town conducted a comprehensive salary study last fiscal year, and the Board of Commissioners approved its implementation. So I anticipated seeing a positive outcome in this area. The adjustments were designed to ensure our pay structure remains competitive and supports employee satisfaction and retention. I think we're doing really well in this area. This one I really liked. How likely are you to recommend working for the town of Anger to others? 72%, with 36 people, are very likely to recommend to work for the town of Anger, with another 26% that are likely to do so as well. This is a strong indicator of overall satisfaction and pride in the workplace. Our survey also included some open-ended questions, and very quickly I'll share some of them with you. Employees were asked, what do they like most about working for the town of Anger? A lot of feedback about being a family environment, coworkers, the atmosphere, being more of a family than a business, opportunity for growth and professional development, departments that work together to get the job done. Anger values its employees. The town manager and leadership care about employees. Admin is very approachable and willing to help employees. And we even had someone write everything. Employees were asked what aspects of working for the town do they find least enjoyable or most challenging. Need more staff to handle increased growth and workload, which we know. Need more training opportunities instead of on-the-job learning. Tension between elected officials can trickle into staff. Lack of resources and facilities, we are working on this. Customer conflict resolution and dealing with the public. Adjusting to new leadership when there are changes in management. I think that's all fair.
Yeah.
Employees were asked what areas they think needs improvement. More staff to handle the increasing workload. Recognition of training and certifications for promotions. Functioning office spaces, more resources including equipment and better tools, improving uniformity within departments, and an online portal for staff to view benefits and pay information. We are working on some of these things, and we plan on getting that feedback to the employees as well. It's not just a survey to get the answers. We do want to work on what we feel needs improved.
Yeah.
And if anybody has any questions, I just want to tell you that this is just a snippet of the survey we conducted. The full survey is around 30 questions, so I condensed it a little bit for you guys.
Okay.
It provides all comments that were submitted from the employees as well. If any of the board members would like to be emailed a copy, I'd be more than happy to share that with Liz to get to you.
Yeah, that would be great. I don't have any questions. I want to say that, you know, I don't, local government's still relatively new concept to me. Working for local government, I think, is especially challenging because, you know, your CEOs are the people that sit up here in these seats.
Right.
They set the vision for the town, and that vision could change every 2 years. It could. There's the potential for elected officials to change course. And so I know that, especially for management all the way up to the top, that the job changes. You know, what you were shooting for before is not what you're shooting for now. And so to navigate the challenges of changing visions, but still keep the town running, you know, I appreciate everybody on the staff that will come and work for a town like this. So thank you guys from the top to the bottom. And thank you, everyone, for participating in that, because I think it's good for us up here and for you as HR and town management to know we want to have a team of happy people. Happy people do better work to serve the people of this town. So thank you for doing that survey.
Of course.
And I would like a copy.
Okay, got it.
And part of our strategic plan that we use as a compass for us is to operate as an excellent public service organization. So,
All right. We're going to move on. We have presentation of plaques to outgoing commissioners. Commissioner Hawley, I believe, is out of town tonight. We will move to Ward 2, Commissioner Crisp. I think.
Yeah, Commissioner Chris, if you want to step down in front here, Elizabeth will present the plaque, and I'll read a list of accomplishments here.
Okay.
So this is in honor of Commissioner Steve Crisp's service to the town of Anger. The town of Anger wishes to acknowledge and express its appreciation to Steve Crisp for his dedicated service representing the citizens of Anger as a member of the Board of Commissioners. Mr. Crisp has served as interim town commissioner representing Ward 2 since being unanimously appointed by the board on January 30th of 2025. Mr. Crisp has served for the good of the town of Anger to improve the quality of life for generations to come by supporting commercial and residential development, the construction of a new police station, and overall support of public safety. The town of Anger has been fortunate to have had the services of Steve Crisp and would like to present him with a plaque in honor of his term of service. Thank you, Commissioner Crisp.
Thank you very much. I would like to say one thing while I'm standing up here is it was an absolute honor to be asked by upstanding citizens of this community to step forward and serve. And I always felt in my heart that I served with 100% honesty and with 100% purpose to make the town a better place to live. I know that you cannot make everybody happy, and I know that you can make some people happy. So you do the best you can. It has been a pleasure. It's been an honor of my lifetime to be able to serve the town of Anger, the community that I love, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Crisp, for being willing to serve your town. All right, we have Ward 3, Jim Kazakavich.
This is in honor of Commissioner Jim Kasakavich's services to the town of Anger. The town of Anger wishes to acknowledge and express its appreciation to Jim Kasakavich, who has served as a member of the Anger Board of Commissioners for 4 years, representing the citizens of Ward 3. Through the performance of his duties and responsibilities as a member of the Town Board of Commissioners, Mr. Kasakavich has made constructive contributions to the community, including the construction of the new Veterans and First Responders Memorial, the construction of the new town park, the construction of the new police station, commercial and residential development, the construction of the Junie Road water tank, and overall support of public safety. The town of Anger has been fortunate to have had the services of Commissioner Kasakavich. He has served for the good of the town to improve the quality of life for generations to come, and the town would like to present Commissioner Kasakavich with a plaque honoring his 4 years of service to the town of Anger. Thank you, Commissioner Kasakavich.
Thank you, Commissioner Kazakavich, for serving your town. With that, I believe we will relinquish the seats so we can move on to the organizational meeting. Thank you, guys.
If you don't mind, Steve, will you leave that employee survey for the new?
Sure.
Thank you.
All right. Pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 160A68, the town governing body is scheduled to conduct an organizational meeting. I have only experienced this from that side and watched it, so bear with me as we go through it. We're going to start with administering oaths of office, and we will go in ward order. Ward 1, Commissioner Deborah Myatt Fields. If you would join Liz up front, she will administer your oath of office.
You can bring your stuff up here if you want to, Deborah. Yeah. Stick it on the other side. Yeah, just.
Whoever you'd like to join.
Yeah, all the family members can come up.
Right up.
Deborah, that's not a problem. You're good.
I threw a wrench in it.
I've never won one.
It's your first time. You're not supposed to know everything yet.
That's right.
My sister, Jennifer. Oh, right here. Left hand on the Bible. Left hand on the Bible. I, Deborah Myatt Fields, do solemnly swear that I will support and maintain the Constitution and laws of the United States and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina, not inconsistent therewith, that I will faithfully discharge the duties of my office as Commissioner of the Town of Anger according to the best of my skill and ability, according to the law. So help me God.
Deborah, now you can join me up here. Official, you're stuck now. Congratulations. All right, we'll move on to Ward 2. Commissioner Jennifer Sloan, it's your turn.
Right hand, left hand.
I, Jennifer Sloan, do solemnly swear that I will support and maintain the Constitution and laws of the United States and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina, not inconsistent therewith, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of my office as Commissioner of the Town of Anger, according to the best of my skill and ability, according to the law, so help me God.
You know the drill now.
And now you're stuck. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Go in for a handshake.
Thank you. I'm going to use my mic.
All right, one more. Last chance, Chuck. We have Ward 3 Commissioner Chuck Carey.
Okay. Left hand on the band. Okay. I, Chuck Carey, do solemnly swear that I will support and maintain the Constitution and laws of the United States and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina, not inconsistent therewith, and I will faithfully discharge the duties of my office as a Commissioner of the Town of Anger, according to the best of my skill and ability, according to law. So help me God. I'll do it.
That's your last time sitting down there for a while, Chuck. It's your last time for a while.
You have to sign up for public comment. That's right.
Just get a whole microphone to yourself.
Thank you, man.
Oh, dear.
Thank you.
Have a seat.
I love this.
Sign the paper and then you're stuck.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
All right. It's not in my script, guys, but I'm honored to be able to say to the Town of Anger, meet your new Board of Commissioners. With that, we're going to get right down to business. So I will say, first of all, use your microphones, please, so everyone can hear you and the Facebook feed can hear, and Liz will have a good recording of everything. If you've got anything to say up here, it's important enough to be said into the microphone. We have got to do election of the mayor pro tem. Liz, do you want to present that one? Got your name on it. Otherwise, I could read the red part. All right, so pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 160A 70 and Article 2, Section 2-36 of the Town Code of Ordinances, the new board is to elect a mayor pro tem amongst its members. The primary role of mayor pro tem is to act as mayor if I'm not here to run the meeting. There's lots of other responsibilities too, but I think that is the primary purpose of that. So this board must nominate and elect a mayor pro tem.
I think I probably speak on behalf of all the newbies when I say that I make the motion to nominate Chevelle Harmon as mayor pro tem pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 160A-70 and Article 2, Section 2-36 of the Town Code.
All right.
I second that motion.
Any discussion? All right. All those in favor, raise your right hand. That is unanimous.
Thank you.
Ms. Harmon,
Appreciate
I
that.
think you have to do an oath.
Okay. Left hand, right hand. Yes, ma'am. I, Chevelle Harmon, do solemnly swear that I will support and maintain the Constitution and laws of the United States and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina, not inconsistent therewith, and I will faithfully discharge the duties of my office as Mayor Pro Tem of the Town of Anger, according to the best of my skill and ability, according to the law, so help me God.
Amen. Help God.
I want something to sign.
You get all the things to
All right. I'll sign everything at the end.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, guys, we're going to jump into it. We have consent agenda first. For the audience or any new people, consent agenda is basically a way for us to make quick decisions in one place and get them out of the way. It doesn't mean that we don't discuss them or can't discuss them. In this case, I do want to just take a note. Consent agenda number 1 is the 4-way traffic study recommendation approval that we have in our packet, but I did want the town manager just to fill everybody in on exactly what this is in the consent agenda.
Yeah, this is basically the 4-way stop there at Lillington Street and South Broad, right there at Thanks a Latte. We actually hired a consultant to do a traffic study, and they presented us last month with their results and their recommendations. Basically, the recommendation is to convert that intersection to a 4-way stop, and there's more to it than just putting 2 more stop signs in there. There's gonna change some pedestrian patterns, some traffic patterns, but we want to follow their recommendation on that for safety purposes. And all the statistics are in your packet there. If you have any questions about that, feel free to ask me. We feel really good about this. Me and Brandon have discussed it. Me and Chief Thompson have discussed it, and we all feel good that this is the right way to go. They did the traffic patterns at the peak times in the morning and afternoon, and at no point was there even close to a backup back to the intersection where the light is there at the corner. And so that was the biggest concern, I think, that anybody had, that we wouldn't bottleneck back into the intersection where the light's at. Mm-hmm. I think the furthest the backup got was like 35 feet. So there was still a few hundred feet from ever backing up. And the peak times were 7:30 to 8:30 in the mornings on a Tuesday, and then 5:30 to 6:30 in the afternoons. So
you'll see it.
If it makes the intersection safer, we're all for that. And clearly their statistics say it makes it safer. So we want to proceed with that.
Okay. Did anybody have any questions for Derek on that?
I had one question about the, I was looking at the charge for doing it. Are we there yet? Or are we Is that part of the?
Yes, so
That's fine, yeah.
they gave us an estimate with their study of how much it would cost, and it was $9,700.
Yeah,
And Brandon did some research for us to kind of contract it out in house, and he says we can do it for less than $8,000.
The majority of that expense appears to be the signs, which,
Well, I mean, there's some curbing we got to put in, and there's some new traffic patterns, some painting, some pedestrian crossings.
well, those
so-
are all lined out. But the one line item for the signs is $4,000.
Yes, and that line item is just an estimate. So we can do that cheaper, but some of the curbing that we're going to put in is permanent curbing. It's asked for like that rubberized curbing, and we wanted to put permanent concrete curbing in so it would last. So our signage is less, but our curbing's going to be more. Some of the logistics part of it's going to be more, but the total cost is going to be about, he said, less than $8,000.
Well, my specific question has to do with the actual number of signs that we need.
Mm-hmm.
Because we currently have 2 stop signs in that intersection.
Yes.
And and 4 of those signs are also warning signs about a change in signage or
Yes.
traffic pattern. And I wonder, do we need that for those 2 signs, and do we need 2 more stop signs? That's half of the cost of those signs.
Well, I think you're going off of their estimate again, because we have signs. Our public works department has signs. And yes, they felt like that you do need the warning signs up, and we may even have to put the flashers on the warning signs just to start with.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people already stop there
Right.
at their Broad Street, and some people just keep going. And we're hoping that, we did this at Williams Street and Willow Street, right at the entrance of the park a few years back, and it was the safest thing we could have ever done. We feel the same way with this. It's going to definitely be safer. We feel like it's an investment that's worth it to the town. We have money in the budget for specific projects like this. It's a minor project, so that's kind of where we're at with it.
Yep. I think it's important to note, so what we have in the packet, what is available in the packet is an estimate from a contractor. And so I could see where you're getting the sign count from. If we do it in-house, I think we probably already own most of the sign
That is correct.
supplies. But like Derek said, the biggest difference that we're not seeing a huge savings is their estimate was going to have some rubberized curbing, and we're going to go with concrete. So the cost on the curbing for us is going to be a higher line.
Yeah, our biggest expense on this is not the signs; it's the curbing and the restriping of the intersection. That's the 2 biggest expenses for us during this process. I mean, we still have to replace those signs, but
Well, and I'd rather us go ahead and do it right the first time than have to
Yes.
go back and change it.
and that's what me and Chief Thompson and Brandon Johnson, our public works director, talked about. Let's go ahead and
Yeah.
do it right the first time and make it look nice. Make sure there's no more issues with it, and it's a permanent fix.
Yeah. And this does not come at the cost of any parking spaces, or it does?
Does not.
We like that.
That's good. All right. The other items in the consent agenda, so everyone's aware, is the holiday schedule and the board meeting schedule, which we're free to discuss adjusting if we need to, but we could change it in the future too if we need to.
So the only point that I have is there is a Wednesday meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesdays are terrible for me because I have prior commitments on Wednesdays, and I didn't know if maybe we could do it on that Monday, if that would be a problem with anyone.
November 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Could be changed to November 2nd, which would be a Monday.
The Monday.
Would that be an issue with anyone on the board?
It's up to you guys.
It's fair to me. You want to make that note?
Yeah, if we could.
Let's make that note, and then I think we could do that in a motion to approve the consent agenda as
the
amended. Yeah. No other discussion, I'll entertain that motion.
Motion to approve the consent agenda with the amendment.
All right, all those in favor, raise your right hand. That is unanimous. All right, new business, number 1. Pursuant to the Town of Angier Code of Ordinances, Chapter 2, Article 3, Division 4, Section 2-141, at the first meeting of the town board after their election and qualification, or as soon thereafter possible, they shall appoint or reappoint a town attorney. When I had to do this 2 years ago, guys, I was scared because I didn't know Dan. I had never worked with Dan. I didn't know if he was a good town attorney. I didn't know if I should renew his contract, but he said it was okay because his contract is a month to month. And so next month, if we don't like it, we could fire him. But I will say that in my experience, he has done a pretty good job. Was I wrong? I think I'm good. Okay. I'm just trying to ease your minds. Stan can, but I wouldn't, personally. If there's no discussion, I'll entertain a motion to reappoint town attorney. Or
I'll make the motion to reappoint Attorney Dan for our town attorney and reappoint him.
All right. All those in favor, raise your right hand. That is unanimous. You're good for another month, Dan.
Do we have to do that every month?
No, we don't. But you could fire him if you want. Just let me know. All right, we are going to move on to advisory board interviews. There's a lot of people that have applied. There's a lot of names I know, and there's a lot of names I don't know, which I think is fantastic because it means people are paying attention and willing to step up. This is always kind of a little crazy and confusing. Liz has made us a fantastic chart. And so what I think we'll do is I'll go down this list and we'll interview probably everybody and then appoint boards from there, if you guys are okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. The first one on my list is Everett Blake III. I didn't make this list. All right, Mr. Blake, it says you have applied to be reappointed in the ETJ seat for the planning board. We have seen your application, but if you'd like to tell us some about yourself, we'd be all ears.
Hi, I'm Everett Blake III. I guess I've been in town for 25, 26 years now. I would like a better endorsement than Dan got.
We could fire Everett too.
And then again, I do serve at your pleasure.
There
So
you go.
y'all can remove me whenever you feel like it. About 2 to 3 years after I got into town, I became involved in the planning board, started doing work, and that was our first big revision of our UDO after around the 2000 time period. Not very often in a town do you get to revise it, basically a full-scale revision twice. And so while we fix certain things, we have a lot more to do because our town has definitely changed during that time period. So I'd love one last chance for 2 more years to fix some of the things we didn't get right, to better prepare the town for the next 30 to 40 years to go along with the comprehensive land use that we just voted on and approved. And then how do we get those 2 documents and concepts to blend together for developers to walk in our town and say, I understand you have a very clear vision, you have a very clear conscience of what you want to do, and yes, I can do this within these guidelines, and I don't have to ask for exemptions all the time. Y'all have done it the right way from day one. So that's what I want to finish up, leave my legacy, and then quietly go off and go do something else.
Not quietly.
Well, thank you for applying for sure. As far as I know, for the record, you're the only person who's applied for it because I don't think anyone wants to take it from you. That's probably why. Does the board have any questions for Mr. Blake?
I think I'm fairly confident in saying that he's got a great background, and I think the town of Andrew's lucky to have it. And so,
All right.
Yeah,
Thank
very
you, sir.
knowledgeable. Appreciate that.
I'm glad y'all think that.
Well, you're good.
Everett, I would say you are very confident.
That's probably the best answer there.
Okay.
But yeah, I would love to do it. It's been fun. I'm glad you contacted me, Mr. Mayor, and said we'd like for you to come back. We'd like to have your opinion back because not only do you have an opinion, which a lot of people have opinions, you actually give solutions, not just your opinion.
right.
All right.
That's it.
Thank you very much. Next, we have Mr. Sam Gregory. He has applied to be reappointed for planning board in-town position. Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. Samuel Gregory, 247 South Wilma Street in Anger. I've lived here most of my life, since about the year 2000, I would say, when I was about 10 years old, and have worked in the town officially, locally for the last 18 years, but just recently switched jobs, just a lateral move somewhere else that was a really good opportunity for me, but I'm still tapped into the town in many different roles currently, and previous roles I've been in with the town. So just, I really feel like I have the best interest of the town at heart, as somebody that's lived here most of my life, and has very deep vested interest in the town, and seeing it grow successfully and well, and not only welcoming the people that want to come here and the growth, but you know, doing it in a way that's beneficial to all the people in the town of Anger. And I've enjoyed being on the planning board for the last 2 years, and would love to be reappointed. Prior to that, I served out a partial term on the planning board, and it's been I've been in a lot of, like I said, I've been in a lot of different roles in the town of Anger, volunteering through church and local things, being tapped in with the job I was previously at. But I wanted to be on something like the planning board to see the town in a different way, you know, get involved in a different way than I had been before. So it's been great. Do you have any questions for me?
Questions for Mr. Gregory?
Appreciate your willingness.
I'm happy that you applied to do it again.
Yes.
Yeah. It. I felt like it was important to stay on the board, planning board, if it is the will of the commissioners and the board here. But I'm glad that people have shown interest in doing what I'm currently doing on the planning board and as well. So
I do have a quick question, if I could. I know you're committed to using the new land use map and on the comprehensive plan. Appreciate that. What's your gut feeling on 6,000 square foot lots? I mean, that's a very open question. I know that, but
yeah, I don't always make it to the meetings in person, but I do either watch them live on Facebook or watch them later and stay connected. I do feel, as it's been stated by others in the past, that there has been and there is a time and a place for lots of that size, dense
areas,
lots like that,
Yeah.
dense land, if you will. I feel like my personal feeling is we should be moving away from that at this time. Not snuffing it out completely, if you will, but being smart about it and getting to the point where it's more collaborative in dealing with developers and things like that to do something that's going to stand the test of time, be as equitable as possible for everybody.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
That's a good question, Chet.
I do like a little
Yeah.
bit bigger lots than 6,000.
Yeah.
So my lot's almost
As
an
long as
acre
it's
where I
just
live,
something that's
so
going to make
I
sense,
enjoy that.
I guess. But yeah, thank you for answering that. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Chuck.
And just to clarify, when you said you don't make it to the meetings in person, you mean Board of Commissioner meetings or you mean planning board meetings?
Oh, yes. I have made it to all of the planning board meetings I was
Okay.
to be at.
Just wanted to
Except-
confirm.
Maybe except for, I think I was out of town 1 month, but we didn't have one that month. So
Timed that well.
I think I've made it to all the ones I'm supposed to be at. And Board of Commissioners meetings, I do I always catch, even if it's on rerun, a few days later. But
Reruns.
thank you for that.
It's on Tubi or something.
All
Thanks,
right.
Sam.
Any more questions for Mr. Gregory?
Thank you, Board and Mayor.
Thank you. Next, we have Paul Strohmeyer.
Not.
Paul has applied and he has put his number 1 choice as planning board in town and his number 2 choice as the Board of Alcohol Control, the ABC board. Good evening, Mr. Strohmeyer.
Good evening, everyone.
Tell us a little bit about
Congratulations.
yourself.
Thank you.
Everyone, Chevelle, even you, Dan. My name is Paul Strohmeyer. I live at 228 Blair Drive. We moved the family here 27, 28 years ago when it was just a little town. And I'm gonna jump on Everett's back a little bit here too, but I was also on the planning board back in the early 2000s, up to 12, 13, something like that time frame. I was involved in the original UDO, the comprehensive land plan. When I drive around town, the one thing I'm proud of is all these new neighborhoods got sidewalks and curbs. And we never had that before. We fought, Everett could probably tell you, we fought with some developers about that. They didn't want it because it was extra money, but we stuck to our guns and got it. So, having served on the planning board, though, I backed off it for a while, and I've attended just about every Board of Commissioners meeting and listened to some of the stuff that's going on. And I'd like to have maybe a seat at the table, maybe to change some of that. I've been on the fire department board for 11 years, serving now as president, so I got a deep community involvement and a desire to help. So,
Mr.
that's my
Strohmeyer,
story.
I, personally, I have seen you in here for public hearings related to planning stuff, and you have good questions and you have real concerns, and I'm happy that you would be willing to step into this role and put some of your effort into it a little more directly. So I'm happy that you've applied. I'll ask only because you're not a reappointment. The planning board meetings are second Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. Do you think that would be a problem for you?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Any other questions for Mr. Strohmeyer? I'll save them for you. I'll let you do them.
All set?
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.
Tim Thompson is next on my list.
We moved on to ABC now.
I'm just going down the list that Liz
Okay.
gave me. So we're going to do the ABC ones, and then community, and then Parks and Rec. All right, Mr. Thompson, you have applied for ABC board. Good evening.
Yes, yes. I'm glad I wasn't last because there is a draft next to that window. It's cold. Thank you, Mayor and members of the board. Congratulations to the new board, and wish you the best of luck. I'm not going to go over the stuff I put on the application. A lot of you know me, Bob, and Chevelle, you know me and know my history and my background here in the community. I'll just speak real quickly to my former time on the ABC board. I served about a year, and due to a family member medical history, I had to resign after the first year, but I really enjoyed my time on the board. I learned a lot. I know a few of the people on the board now are people I served with then. Just a couple of things. I'll be a huge advocate for all the dollars that can come back to the town. I'm a big supporter of that. And not just to come back to the town, but things that we're going to feel here in the town, okay? Because it seems like sometimes, some of that money might get sent to some program that we don't really feel it here in the town and the community. So I'm a huge advocate of that. But I hated I had to resign before, but would love the opportunity to do it again. I'll be glad to answer any questions you may have on me.
Is there a specific area that you think the money should be targeted to? Do you have a feeling about that?
Well, I really would rely on y'all to, kind of advise, to tell us where you think the money's needed.
Mm-hmm.
So not anything specific, but really mainly just here in town. I feel like in years past, there's been some money that has been funneled back that I just don't feel like it hit the floor here. I don't feel like people in the community were touched by it, and I'm a pretty big advocate for that. So,
Is there? It's a little bit vague. Do you mind sharing a little bit of detail about what specifically you're talking about? The money leaving Angier, because I know we have the money that goes to the police department,
Yep.
and then it was going to the library, but now it's potentially being worked on to be moved to Parks and Rec.
Yeah. So in the past, I think what we've done is, from my time on the board, there was some money that was given to some organizations that the organizations were countywide.
Mhm.
Okay, and I felt like, to be honest with you, that we didn't see a lot of that, okay, because of the organization it was. So I'll really be an advocate for things that really help the community and help the town here. Not that, I'm not saying they're not good organizations, okay, but the ABC board was created for what it was created for, and those dollars are supposed to come here. You know, they're supposed to come for programs and
I
things
think they
that-
probably would if there was such a program.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Chevelle, I missed you the other morning putting that swing together. I served with Chevelle on the Leadership Hornet Board.
Yes.
We had to finish up a project that we were working on.
He had a fun day putting together
Yeah,
a
it
playground.
was cold.
Any other questions for Mr. Thompson? The meetings, Mr. Thompson, are the second Friday at 9 a.m., which I believe is different than what you were used to before. I think that would be okay?
Not a problem at all.
Well, thank you for reapplying.
Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it.
All right, next I have Stephen Dykema, and if I pronounce that wrong, please forgive me and correct me. All right, okay. I got the weirdest name that I know of, so how do you pronounce it, please?
Dykema.
Dykema.
Yeah.
Mr. Dykema, you have applied for ABC Board.
Yes, sir.
Please tell us about yourself.
Steve Dykema, and I've moved here with my family a couple of years ago. I grew up in Michigan, so I'm used to this cold weather, but this isn't bad. My family and I, we own a small company here locally in Angier, and we like to be a part of the community. And definitely, I like to do everything I can to be able to help out. I have a 5-year-old son, and it's important to me that he's in a community that shares the same values that we look for when we came here. And I have an extensive background. I'm a corporate investigator. I work with organized retail fraud, and in Wake County, I've been doing that for about 20 years. I hold a master's degree. I also was a police officer for 10 years, so I have a lot of law enforcement experience. As well as the biggest part is my wife and I, we run a small business, so I also understand what it's like to be a small business owner and giving back to the community. So,
what kind of business is it?
I own Paradise Fun Events. We're a member of the Chamber of Commerce. For those of you that came to the winter festival that was in the park, all the inflatables, that was me. We donated it to the town for free. And the last 2 events in the park that had the mechanical bull, that was us as well. And we're also donating this weekend for the Christmas parade, snow machine and the inflatables that you might be seeing on social media.
Well, thank you so much for that.
That's my wife's company. So we definitely like to give back to our town because, like I said, it's our family values, and you know, it's important to us. So this is a chance for me to hopefully be able to give back. And when I saw it posted, I just thought it was very interesting. So here I am.
All
I'm
right.
going to ask the hot seat question that
Yes.
that Commissioner Coates taught me. How many board meetings have you attended? Have you been watching online? Have you been paying attention to what's going on in town?
I've watched a couple. Now I've only been here for about 1.5 years. So I have watched a couple. The last few I've watched online too. I've been streaming them.
And I only ask you because the rest of the board members have served before, so you happen to be the first one that had
Sure.
not served. So
Well, hopefully I could provide maybe a different vision or a fresh set of eyes that maybe would open up some new possibilities.
And why the ABC board? Why the ABC board specifically?
There's no specific reason as to why this board. I actually I saw it, and I've worked with on several cases that I work with a few ABC agents in Wake County, and I kind of inquired with them and asked them as far as their investigations and things like that, and it just seemed very interesting. So I thought maybe that I could contribute some knowledge that I have.
The meetings are the second Friday at 9 a.m. Do you believe that will be a...
It's no problem.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions for Mr. Dykema? Thank you so much, sir,
No
for
problem.
applying.
I'm at 21 Amy Court. I'm sorry, I forgot to.
That's all right.
Say my address.
All right.
thank you.
Mr. Brent Searles, here with us tonight, has applied for ABC Board. Mr. Searles, Thank you for coming tonight.
Hey.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Brent Searles. My address is 10 Early Lane, Lillington, but that's just where I charge my phone. My home has always been Andrew. My dad and grandfather and uncle have all served up here on the board before, so we've always been active in the community. And I'm in the alcoholic beverage industry. I've got 25 years plus of experience in alcoholic beverage sales. I'm a member of the North Carolina and South Carolina Beer Wholesalers Associations, and I've attended National Beer Wholesalers conventions. I'm very in tune with what's going on in the alcohol industry, and I'm a strong proponent of state control of liquor sales because I know about the wholesaler side and I know about state control. It's an excellent system we've got here in North Carolina. And I've got a lot of great ideas about things that I think we can do locally to capitalize and strengthen our profit models here at our store to increase sales and profits because it benefits the town greatly. It's a great source of revenue.
Mr. Searles, I'll ask just so it's been asked, but I think I know the answer already. So you've checked with your employers to make sure there's no conflict on their end of things for you to serve in this capacity.
Yeah, I've checked with the executive council and the executive director and the legal counsel of the North Carolina Beer Wholesalers Association. There's no conflicts of interest as long as my company does not sell anything that is sold to the North Carolina ABC Commission, and we have no plans of doing that.
Right, because your company's more on the beer and wine side.
We are beer products, malt-based products specifically. So, and we're sold mainly through convenience and grocery stores, mostly in North Carolina. A few bars and things like that, but mostly convenience and grocery stores. So.
All right. Somebody ask him a hard question. You could take it.
You're familiar with meeting time, second Friday at 9 a.m. and that works for your schedule?
That works great, actually, because Fridays are office days for my team. I do travel a lot for my job, but Fridays are office days. We usually have our team conference calls because I'm a regional sales director, so I got a team of employees. So we usually have our calls at Friday mornings, but I'll change that and push them back to the afternoon. That's why I'm the boss. So.
All right. Any other questions?
Mine was mainly around the conflict of interest, but I did read your application, and it seemed as though you had investigated that fairly thoroughly.
Oh, yeah.
Anticipated that question.
Yeah. I knew there's a lot of people who don't understand what it is that I do from my job, and of course it's a good fit for me because I think I can help the town out because I have insights into the RTD segment, which are ready to drink cocktails, which are a huge growing segment of the spirit sales, and from looking at the store here, we're underspaced on that particular segment of the market, and there's some things that can be done to help grow that and increase sales, which they're highly profitable items. So,
well, we're all for that.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I'll ask you the same question I asked Mr. Dykema. Do you pay attention to the board meetings? Do you show up? How invested are you in our town?
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty invested. I stay in contact with the mayor quite a bit, and I do travel a lot. So like I said, Tuesdays, lots of times I'm gone, but I catch up on the meetings online and see what's going on. I always read the agendas. Just kind of been a part of my life for a long time. So.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions for Mr. Searles?
No, I think we're good. I'm good.
Thank you so much for applying.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to move to Community Development Board as the primary application. I have Mr. Antoine Morrison next on my list. Are you here tonight, sir? There he is. Mr. Morrison has got Community Development as his first choice, Parks and Rec as second, and Planning Board in-town resident as third. Mr. Morrison, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Antoine Morrison. My wife and I live at 277 East Depot, which is the old Dennings house.
Oh, great.
Which adjacent to the park.
Mm-hmm.
And so see a lot of activity there, a lot of development going on.
Is this the big brick one that's right on the park? Man.
Prettiest house in town.
We lucked out.
Well,
Kinda. Maybe
Sorry.
close second to his.
No, I digress. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I currently serve as the assistant town manager for the town of Knightdale. I've been around Wake County. I've served in Wake Forest as the assistant finance director. I've served as finance director of the town of Holly Springs, as well as the town of Apex. So very invested in community and community service. I'm coming up on my 18th year in local government.
Bless you.
And you're here to sign up. You're here to sign up for more of it, huh?
I need to give back to the community. I served as on the North Carolina Government Finance Officers Association. My term ended in 21-22 as president, and then I kind of rode off the board. But it's high time for me not only to work on the side of actually where I'm getting a paycheck, but actually giving back and helping to develop some of these plans. In my current position, I'm responsible for IT, finance, community relations, and Parks and Rec. And so it's something that I'm doing every day, and what better place to bring it home, bring it back to where I reside.
I have one question, and that is, would there be a conflict for the town of Knightdale for you to be involved in the boards here?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Have you asked?
I've not had that conversation with the town manager, but I can assure you that there won't be any conflict.
Well, how many of these boards do you want to serve on?
Well, I noticed you listed 3 here, with community development being your number 1, and you said that is part of your job in your current role in Knightdale. Is that something you're already very familiar with, as well as Parks and Rec?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and yes.
I would say I was in the same position as you before I decided to run for election here. I was on the Parks and Rec Advisory Board and the Community Development Advisory Board. At that time, there was a lot of overlap, but that's kind of the town's really got the lanes in and really got the right people in the right place to go forward. The Community Development Advisory Board had some ambiguous thought of what that really was. So it's still in its formation or reformation, I think. So the question would be, now that, you have got a lot of experience, but you're also local, you're right in your backyard, basically. What's your perception of what a board like that could do for Andrew as it grows exponentially recently? So
It's funny that you said it, because I'm sitting here thinking about, we had a friend that moved out to Andrew on the Wake County side probably about 15 years ago. And my wife and I said, what are you doing? Why are you moving to Andrew? But to see how it's changed in this past 10 to 15 years and what's going on and what's coming this way, and how can I help you be ready for that next step? Because it's not going to stop. It's not going to slow down.
All right.
We're going to continue to get all that Wake County spillover. And so we just need to position ourselves.
I like it.
Bless you for wanting to not only do this in your paid time, but in your free time as well. So.
I mean, yes,
Thank you.
you for bringing your experience.
I would also
to this
mention,
board.
you put your second choice as Parks and Rec, and that program has grown very, also in big numbers, and there's about 1,000 children that go through it every year in one way or another, sports, and it also now the Parks and Rec also now does like community events like food truck rodeos and concerts and so forth, which has great staffing, and but there's a lot of potential there. There we are getting a new park. Being built, you probably know that, and maybe you won't have as many cars in your backyard.
We'll see.
But no, I just want to say, I wish you the best. They're both near and dear to my heart because I had a lot of fun with them and hated to leave those. But I told them I'd always be around to serve, give out candy, a trunk or treat, or whatever it takes. But they both got a lot of potential, and they've done a great job so far. But there's, like I said, so many newcomers to Andrew. I think there's a lot of possibilities. So.
All right. Any other questions?
Thank you, Mr. Morrison.
Thank you so much for applying. Chuck, I want to say I know that this board is near and dear to your heart.
Yeah,
I know you're kind of torn on changing roles to this.
Yeah,
one.
but-
I'm glad you did.
Thank you.
By the way, and I'm almost
too.
certain that we can have you in an ex officio position still
Okay,
working with
sounds
that
good.
board. But you guys are going to get the toughest questions from him, I think, because he's the most invested in that board. Mr. Joe Langley, I have you next. Has applied for Community Development Advisory Board. Good evening, Mr. Langley.
Good evening.
Tell us a little bit
Can you
about
hear me?
yourself, please.
First of all, this is one of two boards that I'm allowed to apply for because I don't live in the city limits.
Okay.
I live about 4 miles that way down Benson Road in the thriving community of Pea Ridge.
All right.
So,
Hey,
we're
give it
not-
a couple
we're-
years,
We're not
Mr.
growing,
Langley.
not growing quite as fast as you are, but we recently have Tobacco Road development in our area. We don't have a city limits. We don't have a mayor. We don't have anything. So you never know. Anyway, Community Development Advisory Board. I have worked extensively in town in the past, assisting the town in obtaining some grant money in 3 different locations. And I got to tell you a story. It's a quick one. It's been about 15. Most of mine aren't very quick. So, it's probably been about 15 years ago. One of the bankers in town, a lady named Janice Boone, she called together a group of all of the organizations like the Chamber, the Lions Club, the Rotary Club, the Kiwanis Club, members from that organization, and met and said, is there any way we can come together as a group and work toward the betterment of the town? And sadly, at that time, there was no organization that could do that. I believe you have the organization that could do that, and if you choose me to be on the board, I would solicit all of those organizations and try to get them to come on board, maybe to your earlier point, maybe as ex officio members. I don't know in what capacity, but I know we're all seem to be working toward the same thing, the betterment of the town, and that seems like a good way to move the town forward. So, any questions?
So, Mr. Langley, you are currently on the ABC. Your term has expired. You did not apply for that one. You are shifting to community development, I presume, because you think you would be effective there.
More effective, or yeah, effective.
I didn't say that.
I don't know if it'll be more effective or not, but I think that's the focus. Be totally transparent. I have worked for 20 years to try to get a YMCA in this area, and people don't. 20 years ago, we were told by the Triangle YMCA, you're about 20 years ahead of your time.
So you're ready to call them back?
Call them back and see what it takes. But I know it would take a lot of money to get it started, and it would also take a unified effort of the community. And I think the best way to do that is to get all of these organizations, the civic clubs that we have in the town, get them together and see if they would all pull together. Maybe pull in the banks and anyone that wants to be there. Anyone that wants to help out.
All right, I'm going to let him grill you.
Okay.
Who's first?
Are you familiar with when the meeting?
Yes.
I got one thing.
It's a
I
good
got
one.
one thing.
It's a good one. It's
That's all I got.
Chuck's been
I know
stealing
you
the
know when
stage over
ABC
there.
board is, but do you know when the community?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. Thank you.
Well, when I saw your name on the applications, I said, whatever he wants to do.
No.
You've done so many things.
Would you talk to my wife for me?
But I did have, and I had kind of hoped Jeff was here tonight because the Community Development Board, I think, may have honed in on a mission or a focus that was different than what it started out to be. And I wanted somebody that could maybe describe what that is for the applicants, for
Yeah, I believe it's been more refocused towards economic development and downtown maintenance from a commercial standpoint.
Yeah.
I believe that's what it is.
Yeah,
Like Mr. Carey said, it's kind of redeveloping right now.
Yeah, and it
so-
says we recently redid our bylaws and so forth, and that part of that is redirection of focus. It's kind of a lot of different segments. So, and Joe, like the downtown, like Mayor Bob was saying, there's grant money, there's facade money, there's improvement, and we have some buildings that could use a freshening up. That's one part of it. It's also attracting, now that we have the population to support it, to attract businesses, and a lot of them will be. When they say community development, it's not just about the downtown, and a lot of people's perception is this little area here, and that is a primary focus, I think, making that more attractive. But it also the bypass, and there's a whole big picture now. And I think Jeff Jones I've found to be very helpful, he's always there. And my wife says, you just drop in on all these people without an appointment. I said, they told me I can do that, so I'm taking them at it. I can drop in on Derek. And Jeff has been so really a lot of information and supportive. And we've been doing just exactly what the board does. We've been doing walking inventory of parking spaces because people said, hey, you want us to do business down here, but there's not enough parking. So that's been and I think Joe actually, Jennifer's asking all the candidates that they've done any board meetings. He popped into the one we had a couple of weeks ago, or I feel like it's a week and a half ago. And so I think, I just think you got a good idea of what the Community Development Board's goals and be. And I'm excited about it. I don't want to go off, but I can't do both. But I'm going to try to be ex officio. All these Latin words once you get into government. But so
that's what we have Dan for.
That's what we got Dan right. But anyway, now look at she's doing they're taking it away. Hello. I'm used to holding the mic.
I forgot you guys don't know.
All right.
This is a vacuum tube system.
All right, I'm still learning.
All right.
He wants to get very close to
Yes. Hello.
Let me say that one key takeaway from the meeting that I did attend, it seems that the bylaws are still under construction,
Correct.
so to
Correct.
speak.
It's like a roadway.
And
That's right.
so would be the mission statement, and now would be the time to get all the new people on board and see where everyone wants to go.
I think so too. Thank you for putting up with us while we went down a
Memory
different
lane.
path.
No problem.
Any other questions before I let him go?
Thanks, Joe.
Mr. Langley,
Thank
I
you.
like Commissioner Myatt Field said, I'm pleased that you would be willing to serve in any capacity. So thank you for applying. Next, Miss Daisy Haywood. You here with us tonight?
I didn't see Miss Daisy.
I don't see her here, but for those who don't know her, she has applied for community development. She has served on that board for as long as I've known. And I'm trying to find it in front of me to give her a fair shake at this since she is not here tonight, but several terms as far as I know on this board.
It says Community Development Advisory Board for 4 years.
4 years. So in her case, that's 2 terms. She's applying for a third one.
Yep.
All right. We will move on to Elisa Leach. You here tonight? All right. Ms. Leach's application is in our packet here, I believe. Andrea King. You here tonight? There she is. Ms. King has applied for Community Development Board as her primary, with ABC and Planning Board as backup.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, as you said, I'm Andrea King. I live at 152 North Dunn Street here in town. Lived here since 2013, originally from Ohio. I'm a mom, a grandma. I raised my kids here. They're all adults now. So I just wanted to, I've never really been interested in politics before, but here recently I've had a really big pull towards it. So I just want to get more involved, and I felt like this was the best way to do it. So last year really it was this year, you know how you make your New Year's traditions. So my New Year's tradition was just to be more connected spiritually with my family, with everybody like in my life in general. And I'll tell you, when you ask for spiritual connection, your whole life changes. So that's what's happened to me this year. And I now work from home as an office manager for a counseling firm, going to school to finish my bachelor's and to go on to my master's and PhD in psychology. I personally know what it's like to lose business. So me and my husband did have a restaurant in Harnett County. So I know what it's like to support your community and how important that is. I do shop locally at a lot of stores around this town. And I just really want to get more involved, honestly. And for the hot seat question, I've never been personally to one of these meetings. I have watched a few online. I've seen a few get heated. I would turn it off because I'm not all about that. I just want to spread positivity and love and just kind of, serve my purpose for what I'm here for.
All right. Questions for Ms. King?
The Community Development Board meets on the fourth Mondays of each month at 5:30. Does that accommodate your schedule okay?
Yeah, that's fine. I have a very open schedule.
And I know that you applied for more than one, so I'm assuming you kind of made yourself aware of each meetings. I think the only one that's during the day would be the ABC Board, which is at 9. The others are in the evening.
Yeah, I did apply for ABC Board as well, but my schedule, like I work from home, I can work any hours I want as long as everything gets done. So I'm very open.
Are there specific? I think I did read that you, because of your business experience with your, that maybe ABC Board might be something. I can understand your connection to that. Maybe I was wondering that wasn't your first choice, but community development was. So what do you think you would bring to that?
To which one?
The Community Development Advisory Board?
Well, I already serve the community through Manna Church. I'm one
Okay.
of the leaders of the outreach, so I do help plan all the outreaches for our church, and I'm at every single one of them.
You all do a lot of events in town.
We do.
Okay.
We do, and I'm at all of them.
Okay.
Unless I'm in Pennsylvania seeing my grandkids,
Mhm.
but I'm usually at all of them. So this is just another step for me to get more involved with the community.
Mhm,
Like I
mhm.
love this community. You know, I raised my kids here. I just want it to be a safe place where everybody, you know, can come together. And I know, like, as an outsider, not growing up here, how hard that is to meet people. So I think I bring that perspective.
Well, you know, Parks and Recreation is kind of handling the event side of it.
Yeah.
That might be
That
something
was
else
not
you
on the
might be interested
application
in.
when I
Yeah, it wasn't on our application. But
Yeah.
so, you know, officially, would you be interested in that one
Yes.
too?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
wherever God wants to send me, that's where I will go.
Amen, sister.
Well, thank you for that.
Yes.
I mean, that is just someone who is willing to put in
Yeah.
whatever capacity.
I just want the experience.
Sure. Well, we appreciate your willingness to serve.
Yeah. Any other questions for Ms. King? Chuck, you got any?
No, I think I'm going to go easy
Cut
here.
him off the hook.
No.
Well, thank you so much
Yeah,
for
well, glad
applying.
you're
Ms. King.
interested.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
guys.
Yeah.
Next, I have Hannah Myers. She's here with us. All right. Ms. Myers, I have you down for community development as your primary choice, with Parks and Rec and Planning Department as second and third. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Hello.
Tell us about yourself.
My name is Hannah. I have lived here for about 2 years. I grew up in the Holly Springs, Peakway area, went to Middle Creek High School. My fiance and I my fiance was my high school sweetheart, and we bought our first home here about 2 years ago. I have 2 dogs, Australian Shepherds, Bear and Buckley, and they are my world. In my day-to-day career, I do a lot of planning, so I'm a planning consultant is my job title. And it's just mainly about getting to know people on a daily basis, what's important to them, who's important to them, and helping them put together a financial plan mainly to help them accomplish their goals. But I think I really enjoy that career because it's very rewarding to be able to help and give back to people. So yeah, that's a little bit about me and what I do on a daily basis.
All right. Questions for Ms. Myers?
So I was looking at your application, and at the bottom, we have a bit of a typo on our application, but it looks like you used to plan events and worked with vendors. And if I'm trying to read it because it's a little bit jumbled for us.
Yeah.
Is that am I reading that correctly?
If you wouldn't mind briefly, run us through your civic and service organization experience, because it's something happened and it's very hard for us to read.
Yes, and I apologize for that. I was trying to type it, and I had some issues, so I
That's all right.
apologize.
You're
We
here
just wanna
tonight,
know about you.
so yeah, please fill us in on
Yeah,
it.
so let's see. I have noticed that I tend to stick out a little bit from the other people that you've heard from because I haven't lived here for 20 years, and I haven't grown up working in an area like this. Like Andrea said, it's funny she said that we actually go to church together. So hi, Andrea. It was nice to see a familiar face because walking into this room, I don't know a single person, which is kind of intimidating. But I think it's kind of the reason why I want to do this is because one, I could use a hobby outside of work. Most days I'm just sitting at home with my dogs doing puzzles. So I'd really like to get more involved in this town. I can see my fiance and I raising a family here, like our kids going to Andrew Elementary. So I'd really love to meet new people. I'm not a huge fan of politics, and
Me
I
either.
really just want to.
You're in good company. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to get to know people and see how I can help the community and get more involved. But to answer your question, I do have a lot of volunteer experience. I have grown up volunteering in church pretty much my whole life. Aside from that, I was always eager to get involved with like organizations in high school and in college. I was in like Future Business Leaders of America in high school. I was in the director of events for my sorority. So that was basically involved planning all the events for everyone in our group as well as their guests. So about 100 to 200 people. I was in charge of organizing every aspect of the event. So transportation, vendors, budget, submitting paperwork and things of that nature, and just kind of, schedule, design, pretty much everything, which was a bit overwhelming, but great experience. From there, I went into real estate after college, which was a lot of planning, meeting with people, helping, and then now I work in financial planning. So, I would say a lot of my time goes into my career. So I'd really love to have something outside of my career that's more closer to home, and can kind of be rewarding and give me something to do outside of business hours.
And the reason I
Love
asked
it.
about that is because the Parks and Rec department has now taken on some event planning, and as Chuck was saying, and so that it almost seems like that's in your wheelhouse already.
Yeah, I will say, for what it's worth, I did kind of feel like the descriptions of these positions were kind of short. So I tried my hardest to like understand what the role entailed based on the description. But if you guys feel like, knowing my experience, there would be a certain position that was more applicable, then I'm eager to do that. It did say to rank the roles, but I think I would be more interested in something like that. Which obviously you guys could tell, knowing a little bit more about me now. So
Not a question, but just to tell you a little bit of background on that is when they did split it up, and there's a staff member on each one of those boards, and that would be the advisory board is just that. It's an advised the staff member and each other to what the next steps and things would be, but mostly help serving the staff people to implement a lot of these things. So Kayla is the Parks and Rec. Kayla Byington is the staff member that is the, I would say, run the Parks and Rec, the goes with the events. I'm trying to think what I'm trying to say here. Yeah, with event planning and all of those big fun things, and then the other side of Parks and Rec is the management of the lots, the fields, and all the programs for the kids. So that's why it's Parks and Recreation. And then also the playgrounds and all that, which is staff. Austin is really good like that. So I don't think it's a conflict. I mean, as long as you find your heart is a servant and willing to help somebody else, and not say, well, I should be doing this because I got a lot of experience. That advisory board is boots on the ground. They're always looking, whenever these events, they need help, people doing stuff. So if you're into like not only just saying I want to give my 2 cents worth, but when there's an event, I want to be there from bell to bell and help, I think you'd be very appreciated. People would appreciate that very much and be welcomed at a moment's notice, I think, because they're always looking for help. So I just wanted to be clear with it. That's kind of where that is. And then the community development is that, like we spoke earlier, it's still kind of finding its way now for so many reasons, but it's got good leadership there, and whatever you feel comfortable with, but I think, to me, listening to you, I think you'd be good with either one, but I think, and I don't know you personally, but if you're willing to be, like I said, and my poor wife who's sitting in the front row, I drag her in to volunteer for every event, and then she has to do all the work, so...
Is it because you're talking to people, Chuck?
Huh?
Is it because you're stuck talking to people?
Well, I know someone's got to do it, but I'm kind of shy normally. But anyway, how do you get dogs to do puzzles? That's what I was wondering about. You mentioned about you staying home doing puzzles with your dogs. I feel you have a talent there that I don't quite understand.
Together, but they're very good at tearing them apart.
And there is a dog park at the park, so
Yeah,
there you go.
That's on my list too.
All right, I'm just teasing you. I'm
something
a
else I
kidder.
wanted to ask about that,
But you're very nice, and thank you for your interest and your passion for the town. So thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
All right.
Is it okay if I just ask or say one more thing?
Sure.
I just wanted to say that I feel like obviously there's a lot of new construction in this area, so I would love to see more of like the first time home buyers like myself getting more involved in like things like this in the town, things like that. So I don't know. Hopefully you guys are open to a fresh perspective.
Of course. I think we certainly are.
I'm all about
So I'm
tradition, but
don't worry about that. For you and anyone else who considers applying for these boards, a lot of them you're not required to actually live in town limits, but close enough that they would be relevant. But I mean, personally, I put very little weight on how long you have lived in this town, because that is relevant to a point, but it's more relevant to me that you're here right now to put into this town, whether you moved here yesterday or you were born and raised here. So please don't feel like you're any less qualified than anyone else for any of these boards.
For me, I love that. I love seeing the new energy and backgrounds and ideas that new people bring. We are growing, we are changing, and we are not going back to where we were 25 years ago.
Yeah.
So we welcome it. We welcome youth and your perspective. I mean, I'm thrilled to death you're here volunteering.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're certainly bringing a perspective of people who are considering moving here or just moving here, and that's what we hope to fill these advisory boards with, is people with varying perspectives to advise staff and to advise us, fill us in on stuff that we might not know. So
Okay.
I like the perspective you could bring.
Awesome. And I'm sorry this is taking forever to everybody in here.
Mostly Chuck's fault.
I just
Yeah,
had a
it's,
quick question. Just to confirm, this is a volunteer position? Okay, that's fine. If it was, I would just have to notify my employer if it was like a, paid position.
So
but
does this board get any kind of payment?
The only one that does is ABC.
No, they do not.
Okay, so ABC does.
They get a little. ABC does, but the other boards
Planning
are
board
volunteer.
doesn't get any?
Planning board gets a small stipend as well, but at Community Development Advisory Board and the Parks and Rec Board does not get any stipend at all.
Okay, that's a good question.
okay, thank you.
Any other questions for her?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We're going to move to Parks and Rec as the primary. Stephanie McSwain. She's here with us tonight, looks like. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm Stephanie McSwain. I live at 288 Campbell Street, so right down the street from the new park, which I'm very, very excited about. So I've lived at this address for like almost 2 years now, but me and my family moved here in 2013, and I've raised 3 kids here in Angier. And I have 2 dogs that I take to the dog park all the time, so you might see a lady being pulled around by her 2 dogs. That's me. And yeah, I mean, I have no experience in local government or anything like that. Just kind of feel called to help in some way. Yeah.
All right. It says you are Catherine's Retreat HOA Board, Angier Elementary, North Harnett Primary School Advisory Council. So it's not a new concept for you to serve on a board like that.
It sort of is. These are relatively new. Like I joined the HOA board last month and the school advisory board in September. So,
but still,
they're
that
new
says to
things
me
for
that
yeah.
you are willing to
Yeah.
put your time and efforts into things. So,
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Thank you for applying. Any questions for Ms. McSwain?
So Parks and Rec, is there a reason that you're leaning toward that?
I'm really excited about the new park. Me and my kids, use the parks a lot, so that's kind of.
Is there some area that you think about volunteering for that's related to parks, like coaching or? I don't know if that's something you've ever done. I'm
No,
just
I mean,
asking
I used
questions.
to coach gymnastics when I was a teenager, but I don't know. I have 3 kids, so doing anything above, a council is kind of a lot for me. But,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Well, they have a lot of things you could actually do according to Chuck.
The Parks and Rec Board currently meets second Tuesdays of the month at 5:30, and that's bi-monthly. Just making sure that.
Yeah, that works.
Great.
All right. Any other questions?
Thank
No,
you.
I don't think so.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right. Next up is Patrick Green. I'm picking on him. I know it's just Green. He's here. He's here to apply for Parks and Rec Board.
Hi.
Nice to see you. Tell us about
Nice
yourself,
to see you.
please.
I'm Patrick Green. I live at 104 Tree Farm Lane. We've only been here coming up on 5 years, but I'm from Sanford, North Carolina, so I'm not a stranger to small towns that blew up. I applied for Parks and Rec because I've actually been coaching for the past few years. I love it. I coach youth in football, or as y'all call it, soccer, and basketball. It's my new passion now, and seeing these kids thrive both on and off the field is super important to me. I think it's important that town has a good sports program and parks department. So that's pretty much why I applied. Plus, I've seen every single episode of the TV show Parks and Rec, so I feel like I'm.
You are absolutely.
What a great-
Yeah.
That's
so-
kind of what I've been
Equipped
using
with
as
the
like
tools
my
needed.
guidelines
Yeah,
to
yeah.
how to do this job. So.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, that's just me. It's very important to me, the coaching aspect, so much so that when my daughter ages out, I'd already planned on continuing to coach. And she's bummed because if she makes her middle school team, she's like, you're not going to be able to come to my games. I'm like, well, I got other girls I got to coach. So, yeah, it's super important to me.
Yeah.
So that's why I applied.
I know how important the coaches are to our Parks and Rec people too, from coach to coach. I appreciate what you committed to the kids.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people, they don't want to coach. The
Yeah.
parents don't want to
No.
coach. And it's
tough.
to the point now that Austin reaches out proactively
Oh,
to
yeah.
me. He's like, you're coaching, right? You're
What's
coaching?
up,
I'm
coach?
like, yeah, Austin,
Yeah.
I'm coaching.
Yeah.
So it's already known that I'm going to coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to put this out there just so I have I have known Mr. Green and his family since our kids were all in preschool.
Yep.
And so if that is important to anyone, we're very close outside of anything to do with the town. But we talked to him about this, and I don't think he realized that he could serve on this board because he doesn't live in the town limits. So.
I have an Andrew. That's so weird. Like I can't vote.
We don't have time to go down that path.
Yeah.
right now.
I live in Andrew, y'all. It's an Andrew address.
You
but
qualify for this
I'm on
board.
the other end of Andrew.
You qualify, right? So I wanted to say that and have said that, and I also wanted to say that I got calls from 2 staff members yesterday that said you're supposed to be coaching tonight.
I was coaching. I
And
started and I left early.
I was told that if you are not here for your interview, not to hold that against you because you quote had to be on that board. All right. So this is high-ranking Parks and Rec staff that's calling to tell me this, and so I wanted to put that out. I'm glad you were able to join us for an interview. I'll let them ask you some questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know that I have any questions.
I
think
shall do my duty.
Thank you.
Parks and Rec meets on the second Tuesday of each month at 5:30. I mean, bi-monthly at 5:30. That accommodates your schedule, okay?
I've worked for Apple for 12 years, and any chance I can get away from that?
Okay.
So yeah, I
Okay.
can absolutely make them.
Go Android.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Last on my list is Elora Galuzzo. You here with us tonight? All right, she has applied for Parks and Rec as her primary one. And we have her application here. That is what I have. Is that all of our applications? All right. But before we get into the Wild West of board appointments here, I want to thank everyone who has applied to these boards. It means a lot that you would be willing to invest yourself in your time in any of the capacities you've applied for. some of you have seen how it's been up here, and it's not been great. And even in spite of some of that, you're still willing to get involved. And so I appreciate anyone who has filled out an application. Thank you very much for doing that. We've got certain number of vacancies and certain number of applicants. And so these guys will kind of have to sort how to do it. But I want to tell you that if for any reason you are not appointed to a board tonight, do not be discouraged. Please apply again. If you are itching to put in, reach out to me, because there are other organizations in town here too that would love to have you. So don't be discouraged. Don't let it get you down. I don't know if that's going to happen tonight. I haven't done the math all the way, but it might. All right. I think we'll start. We'll fill the boards kind of in the same order that we did the interviews. If you guys are all right with that, I'll let you know how many seats we have and how many applicants there are. One of you guys will nominate someone, and then we'll vote on that and hopefully fill the boards just like that. You guys ready? Any questions?
Let's do it.
Okay. Commissioner Harmon has got a lot of notes scribbled on her page.
I'm paying attention.
All right, let's start with Planning Board ETJ position. We have one applicant. Are there any nominations?
I make the motion to nominate Everett Blake III to serve as the ETJ member on the planning board.
All right, all those in favor, raise your right hand. That is unanimous. Thank you, sir. Planning Board in-town seats, there are 2 vacancies. There are 2 people who have applied as their primary and a couple others that have it as their secondary. I think you guys all have on your charts. I will entertain the first nomination.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Paul Strohmeyer to Planning Board in town.
All right. All those in favor, raise your right hand. That is unanimous. Thank you, Mr. Strohmeyer. We have one more seat on that board.
I make the motion to nominate Sam Gregory to serve on the planning board.
All right. All those in favor, raise your right hand. That is unanimous. Thank you again, Mr. Gregory. You guys get applause for that? I'm happy so far for what it's worth.
Keep people awake.
All right, let's move on to ABC Board. There are 2 vacancies and 3 primary applicants. I will entertain a nomination.
2 vacancies and 3 nominees.
As their primary, yeah. There are some other ones that have it as secondary too.
I'll make a motion to nominate Brett Searles to serve on the ABC board.
All right. All those in favor, raise your right hand. That is unanimous. Thank you, Mr. Searles. We have one more seat on ABC. I will note, and I should have said it before, that you guys are not obligated to fill the seats tonight. If the seats aren't filled, then we'll re-advertise and field more applications. All right, for now, I am going to move on to Community Development Advisory Board. We have 5 seats open on that board. Several people with it as their primary. So there are 5 spots here. Are there any nominations for Community Development Advisory Board?
I make a motion we approve Andrea King as a member of the Community Development Advisory Board.
Okay, all those in favor, raise your right hand. That is unanimous. Thank you, Ms. King. 4 more.
I'd like to nominate Joe Langley to Community Development Advisory Board.
All right. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Mr. Langley, it's unanimous. Thank you, sir.
I'd like to nominate Antoine Morrison to Community Development Advisory Board.
All right. All those in favor, raise your right hand. That is unanimous. Thank you, sir.
Just
2
to
more.
clarify, we can nominate someone who is not in attendance.
Yes, absolutely. You do not have to have been here tonight to be interviewed to be nominated for this board.
I make the motion to nominate Daisy Haywood to serve on the Community Development Advisory Board.
Okay. All those in favor, raise your right hand. That is unanimous. Thank you, Ms. Haywood. One more for community development. For now, I'll move on to Parks and Rec. We'll come back to that one if we need to. Parks and Rec Board, there are 4 open seats, 3 primary, but I think several that we have talked to tonight that may also fit into that box. So I'll entertain a nomination for Parks and Rec Advisory Board.
I make a motion we appoint Stephanie McSwain as a member of the Parks and Rec Advisory Board.
All right, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. That is unanimous. Thank you, Ms. McSwain. 3 more.
I make a motion, we nominate Patrick Green for the Parks and Recreation Board.
Okay. All those in favor, raise your right hand. That is unanimous. Thank you, Mr. Green. 2 more.
I make a motion we appoint Hannah Myers as a member of the Parks and Rec Advisory Board.
All right. All those in favor, raise your right hand. That is unanimous. Thank you, Ms. Myers.
And after skimming her application, I'd like to make the motion to nominate Laura Galuzzo to serve on the Parks and Rec Board.
Okay. All those in favor, raise your right hand. That is unanimous. I will circle back around, do my due diligence. Are there any other nominations for ABC or I believe Community Development Advisory Board has got 1 seat?
How many are left on ABC? We have
1 on ABC, 1 on Community
Development.
Development. I'll give you guys a moment to think.
Yeah. I'd like to make a motion to nominate Tim Thompson to the ABC Board.
Okay. All those in favor, raise your right hand. That is unanimous. Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Community Development.
Because we have an applicant whose main goal was to be on community development, she is not in attendance, Ms. Leach, so as not to leave the seat vacant while we have an applicant. If something has come up from Ms. Leach and she's unable to serve, you can reach out to the clerk and let her know. But for now, I like to make a motion to appoint Elisa Leach to the Community Development Advisory Board.
Okay. All those in favor, raise your right hand. That is unanimous. Look at that, guys. We rocked and rolled tonight. We have filled every seat. Good job.
Awesome.
I really
Mr.
hated
Dykema,
that.
you are the only one that is left without a seat to serve on. However, we're going to find you somewhere because I already know that the chamber would probably love to have you involved there as well. So stay tuned. I appreciate y'all being willing to stand up here. I know for several of you, it was the first time standing in front of that microphone addressing this board, which can be very daunting. But all of us have done it for the first time with a little bit of shake in our voice too. So we appreciate you willing to kind of set yourself and be exposed to our questions and a little bit of grilling here. But we are really excited to have so many new and familiar faces continue to serve.
Yeah. All right. We are going to move on to staff reports. So every month, guys, the staff, every department head will give us a staff report in our agenda packets, and it's in the agenda available to the public. I always ask if there are any staff members tonight that would like to take anything out of their report and speak about. The floor is always open to you. I know this is the time that I'll give you guys a chance. If there's anything you would like to say or speak about, I'll give you the microphone.
Well, don't mind if I do. I just want to affirm to the town of Angier that today is a fresh start. We are not looking backwards any longer. We are looking forwards. We are looking onward and upward. We have a lot of things to accomplish, a lot of work to do, and I'm confident that the people you see here sitting tonight will not only listen to you, they will appreciate your feedback, and they will take it to heart. So do know that if you approach any of the 5 of us, we are here to serve you and you alone.
Yes.
Well said.
Yes.
Amen.
All right, any other new commissioner? If you'd like to add something, I don't want to put you on the spot because I don't think I told
I
you.
have
would
never
give you this,
seen
but-
Chevelle Harmon so animated in one night. This was so much fun.
It doesn't have to be bad.
No, I mean, it doesn't have to be bad. We're all excited about it, even though there was kind of some bumps in the road earlier today. I know for myself, I came here excited to start regardless of that. And we're just ready to turn the page. This whole town is ready to turn the page. And we're happy to be here to help turn it.
I think we're all on that same page with that. And, you know, for those that don't know me, for those that wish they didn't know me, I'm just kidding. This is my point. I seem to joke a lot because I am a happy guy, and I'm really happy to be here to be able to serve. This is a great opportunity. I'm so excited about it. But I do take this position in this town and its welfare very seriously. And so don't let my outward demeanor of just always having a joke here or there. But when it comes down to getting business done, I'm all about it. So I just want to reassure you because I don't want you to doubt how committed I am. So thank you.
Anything to add?
This was fun. Y'all keep coming. So even if it gets a little boring, keep coming. Stay involved.
Yeah. I want to say tonight that what I noticed as we were just conducting business, I mean, just doing the interviews, I won't say I'm surprised because I'm really not. But you have got a board filled with informed and engaged commissioners that have real questions and aren't afraid to ask them. And especially, you know, for the three new faces, Ms. Harmon, you've been doing it for 2 years. And so it might be a load off for you to help spread some of that around. And I am so optimistic that we're going to get great things done and we're going to get it done efficiently without a whole lot of drama, I hope.
Yes. Here, here.
All right. I'm going to wrap us up with the birthdays and the anniversaries because they're here. Let's see. Jackie Bunch, Finance staff birthday is this month. Alex Hardaway, Public Works, has got a birthday this month. Liz McClain, your birthday is this month. Happy birthday. Yay. Chief Lee Thompson, he's here tonight. He's got a birthday this month. Happy birthday to you, sir. Ty Pearson has got a birthday this month. I think everybody knows Ty. I'm trying to get him to run for mayor in 2 years, so we'll see. Happy birthday to you, sir. Sidney Prudy in the planning department has got a birthday this month, and Isamar Perez in the finance department has got a birthday. There are 3 staff anniversaries this month. Officer McCready from Andrew Police has been on staff for 4 years. Kayla Byington, events coordinator for 1 year. And Derek McLean, our town manager, who is now currently the longest running staff member. Because the other old guys retired for 76 years. Look at that. I'm sorry, 26 years. 26 years. But thank you, sir,
Forever.
for sticking around. The things you must have seen on this board for 26 years,
I've seen a lot.
I couldn't even imagine.
A lot. And by the way, me and Dan do like boring guys, so boring is good for us.
Dan likes a little bit of excitement.
Derek was a teenager when he started.
Actually, I have known Sam since he moved here, so you were dating me tonight, Sam.
I want a motion that Mr. McLean has got to wear a jacket and tie all the time. No?
And I put this on at 5:15 today, guys.
All right. I put mine on at 5:30, so we're good. Events this month. The big ones are coming up very soon. Friday night and Saturday are the big ones, and I will always point out, I think it's very important to note that Christmas on the Square, the tree lighting, the hay rides, the crafts, and the Christmas parade, that's all organized by the Chamber of Commerce. The town plays a role in support of those, but that is all Ms. Shelby Blackman at the Chamber and her huge team of volunteers and board members over at the Chamber. So Christmas on the Square is this Friday night, December 5th, 6 p.m. At the Depot grounds. We will do the tree lighting, and Alan Coates, I think, will be there to do Polar Express readings. There'll be crafts in the Depot. I'll be there again this year with the Nutcrackers. and hay rides, cocoa. Let's all hope the weather holds out for that one. And then Saturday morning, December 6th, is the parade. Starts at 10 a.m. It runs on Broad Street from McIver all the way down and kind of wraps around and ends up at Bulldog this year. We hope you join us for that. The weather looks a little better for it. So I'm hopeful because I don't like getting wet, and I'll be out there. I got a roof on my float, though, so I'll be good. We all would love for you to join us for the parade, but we'll also note that if you can't join us and you're going to be trying to move through town, both the town and the chamber have posted the routes for the road closures. It's kind of a tricky road closure, so if you're going to have to move through town Saturday morning, please take note of that. Wednesday, December 10th, there's a ribbon cutting and grand opening for Andrew Guns and Ammo at 10:30 a.m. They're in the north corner of downtown in the formerly pink building. They've repainted it hunter green, so that's exciting. Friday, December 12th, there's a ribbon cutting for Mighty Fine Concessions. That will be in the town hall parking lot at noon. Friday, December 12th, the town of Angier we've tacked on one more concert to our series, a Very Embers Christmas Show. That'll be at the Depot grounds at 6 p.m.
Free concert.
Free concert. They all are, I think.
Well,
right?
and it's uncommon to hear the Embers doing a free gig, so
right.
yeah,
So
it's a big deal.
Please come out and join us for that. I hope the weather's good for that too. I don't believe that we have any scheduled meetings for this board between now and January. Not to say that won't change, but if we don't see you guys again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I would be happy to wind down in December, and I know that this board will be ready to hit the ground running in January, and we will be. There will be a lot of business to be done in January. Yeah. So thank you guys for being here, and enjoy your holidays while you can.
Yep.
And then we've got stuff to do. And thank you guys for being here, and thank everybody who tunes in and cares about what we're doing up here. With that, I'll entertain a motion to go into closed session, which is something we need to do tonight.
Do we have to?
I make the motion to go into closed session pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A35.
All right.
I'll second that.
All those in favor, raise your right hand. It is unanimous. I'll close the open meeting.